I'm going to use this podcast to decide whether I need to see this in theaters or I should wait for it to come out on Disney Plus, or I can just skip it entirely.
Hello, Buzz. I am Socks, your personal companion robot.
My what?
I will.
I
will help answer a couple of those things.
Goodly.
Visually speaking, it's a Pixar movie. You know, every year a new Pixar film comes out. I think maybe the only expectation is probably like Cars 2, Cars 3, because they just kind of recycled some of the same digital assets. But this one is definitely top game level in terms of animation. There were definitely points where I was kind of confused if it was more photorealism as opposed to animation, just because of how well they did with things like, you know, shadows, light, reflections, things that, you know, are big telltales to kind of help you be sold on the idea that this is more real than fake. And they did a really, really good job there. Some of the action sequences, you know, if I'm being completely honest, they were a little, you know, bleh. And bleh in the sense is like it's not anything radically new that we've seen. I think for like a kid who's like 10, 11 or whatever seeing this, and again, it's a PG fucking movie. It is it's for children. It's not for fucking us, all right? Like,
This is a children's movie.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure they would be like, wow, this is, you know, visually very, very good. But when you compare it to like, you know, decades of animated films and action sequences, I wouldn't say it's necessarily some of the best. I think this movie does a really, really good job with really interesting and funny humor, like dry humor, which is great. That, you know, as an adult, like, because I saw this like at a 4 or 5 o'clock showing on I think a Wednesday or Thursday. So, you know, the theater was, I think, 50-50 adults and kids, and you could tell when there was a joke for the adults, because you would hear the adults laugh and all the kids would go, I don't get it.
Are you trying to get me to pull your finger?
Don't fall for it.
No, not like that. It was... sorry, it's a thing your grandma and I used to do.
So I think that was fun, that, you know, there's stuff like that in there. But yeah, I think the movie for me, I was really sold on the humor of it and the character of Socks.
All right.
Socks.
So it sounds like one should see it, but perhaps the theater experience isn't necessary. Would that be accurate, or?
Yeah, I
am
don't.
wrong?
I mean, for me anyway, I don't think this is a movie that needs a theater to see it, just to enjoy it. I mean, I did wish, you know, the trailers kind of presented this idea of like Buzz is in space. You know, I'll tell you right now, he does not spend a whole lot of time in space, unfortunately.
Is he on Tatooine the whole time?
I mean,
Like a panther.
to a point, maybe, yes.
Nice.
Not necessarily. But what about Arjuna? How would you say that it needs to be in a theater, or what is your viewing experience like?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy movies in a theater in general, but I wouldn't say like. I will say the space scenes in general. I think Ravi's right. It's not like this whole movie takes place in space. It's very much like 70-30, I would say, like 30 in space, 70 on planet. But the space scenes themselves are really cool and well done. And I agree. This, like, a lot of Pixar movies like push the envelope and kind of set a new standard, and they do that in a lot of ways, right? With story, with visuals, and they all kind of like mesh together really well. This is more in the same vein as like Cars in terms of, not in terms of quality, but just in terms of like, it's not necessarily like new. Like, I got a lot of WALL-E vibes with this movie. Just in terms of some of the aesthetics and some of the like technology, like literally within the movie. Like, some of the robots kind of looked WALL-E-esque, which is kind of that like Pixar style. You know what I'm saying? So I would say because of that, it's like not a must-see in theaters, but I think it definitely is enjoyable in theaters, but definitely not must-see.
Also, there's no like AMC exclusive tin that I'm aware of. I know, I know you're big on getting those, right?
Only when Arjuna asks me to, for him. And then he Venmos me $25 to buy it.
Did you
Because
actually
they're sold out.
You never got it from me.
I know because they were sold out.
wait? So does that mean you owe him $25?
No, Juna didn't pay me. He He would only have paid me upon receipt of the movie
Gotcha.
exclusive popcorn tin.